Okay, howdy. We're going back to part two of the BMW R1100S. And this was changing the battery, and then, of course, once you get there, might as well put in an air filter. So I had to wait another 3 days. Fortunately, all the parts arrived were correct and working. And I can show you what you have to take off to access the battery and air filter. Basically, the tank has to be lifted up. So you have bolts behind there, which means the ram air intake. You can see it runs out to the front. 2 Allen fasteners there, 1 under here, and where'd he go? Phillips screw there, and a second one on a less accessible backside, and that was already broken, so whoever took it off before didn't know the screw was there, or I'm not sure, but it's basically I glued the little pinhole where it could have sucked a little air. And I'll tell you the impossibility ones. I don't recall if this was actually bolted in there. That's the tank mount. It's a rubber cushioned mount. And with all the stuff in the way, you got cables and fuel line. That's an engineered screw the customer and make it hard. That was German sabotage, because I don't know how you can get in there to thread a nut on the other side. And they could have simply made a welded on bracket with a threaded fitting on the other end, so you just use a bolt and be done. But no, there are nuts on that side. This side is, the left side is doable. The right side is more like screw you. And then the assorted fasteners for the left and right fairing. I didn't take the right all the way off just because that one front screw is the real bitch of the job, and I can't even hardly see it. That one is, I'll show you the fairing here. Left fairing. Okay, on the very front, very bottom, there it is. So it comes in, sorry, shaky hand. So it comes in from the other side, and it's barely visible. Best to have a headlamp, probably. And then, of course, unbolt your turn signal when you pull that off. But I'm about ready to put it back together. Already had to replace a fitting, or an Allen screw or two, because somehow they hit the concrete and just became invisible. That was really weird. I heard it hit the ground and just could not find it. So I'll probably find it after I get the bike. I'll put back together a couple trips to Napa, because they got a lot of hardware. And we'll be back riding the R1100S. It's kind of everything that the R1150 is not. The R1150, I don't have windshield on it, so you get a little beaten up after about 70 miles an hour. I kind of enjoy riding the R1100S just because the position, and it literally has 10 times as many miles. It is 3 years older than the 1150. But for the money, I would say these are the greatest bargain. I almost bought a police edition. It had about the same miles. I think it had about 60. Um, I imagine they're totally reliable. They've been looked after. Um, and then the other real value I would say would have to be the Triumph triples, like Speed Triple or Tiger. I had Tiger 800. It was great. Had heated grips. Typically, everything I've owned has been 6 speed, and the Triumph Daytona 955 was the greatest fun and biggest bang for the buck. So I highly recommend those. Even if they have some miles on them, don't worry about it. They are liquid cooled and pretty bulletproof. The Speed Triple I had, the guy, I chased him down across town. He was hauling ass, and I knew that was my old bike, so I had to stop and see. But when I finally caught him, it turns out he had about 25, 30,000 more miles on it, and he hadn't done a thing. And I was telling him before, it's like, you might want to get a valve adjustment or, you know, new chain and oil. New chain, sprockets, and oil changes. That's about it. So I wouldn't recommend that lack of maintenance. But anyway, it's sunny out here, and I'm going to get this back together and go for a ride. Have a great day.